And first up, the latest coming in the Jisha rape and murder case. The prime accused in this case has been convicted by the court. Assamese native Ameerul Islam was convicted by the Principal Sessions Court in Ernakulam over the brutal rape and murder of 30-year-old Jisha back in April 2016. The accused has been booked under sections 449, 342, 376, 376A, 302, 201, 202 of the IPC. The verdict in this case has been pronounced. He has been convicted. He was the lone convicted in the case. It was a 1500-page charge sheet which elaborated the kind of evidences that had been gathered against him. This was a case that had rocked the state of Kerala within days of Jisha's death. This horrifying crime had sparked massive public outrage as well, as public protested it. They took to the streets across the state demanding justice for 30-year-old law student Jisha there. Today, Ameerul Islam, the lone accused in this case, has been convicted. He's been convicted guilty of murder. The quantum of punishment would be awarded tomorrow. The family there of Jisha clearly indicated there they are looking for a capital punishment, but remains to be seen what kind of punishment is meted out to him. The quantum, of course, would be pronounced tomorrow. And this was a crime clearly that had shaken the conscience of the nation. The horrifying brutality with which Jisha was attacked, raped and murdered had sparked a massive debate in the state on whether women can feel safe even in their own homes. And this verdict, of course, coming up more than a year and a half later by the Ernakulam Principal Sessions Court. It has pronounced its verdict and has held this man that you see on your television screens, Ameerul Islam, guilty of her murder. 30-year-old Jisha was a Dalit law student. She was hailing from Perumbavoor in Ernakulam. She was raped and murdered inside her house on the 28th of April back in 2016. Well, this incident was ghastly as it was revealed in the investigations. The sheer violence that she had been subjected to by the rapist and the murderer had shocked the society. Of course, comparisons were also being made to the Nirbhaya case. And over a year and a half later, we are seeing the verdict in that case coming out. Ameerul Islam, a migrant worker, has been pronounced guilty of Jisha's murder. Well, this charge sheet was a 1500-page charge sheet that was filed on the September of last year. It had named a single accused man, namely Ameerul Islam, who's been convicted. He's an Assamese, and the trial in this case began on April this year, and the hearing spanned nearly 2 months over. The prosecution presented as many as over 150 witnesses, and massive evidence, of course, was provided to nail Ameerul Islam, the lone accused in this case. Vivek joining us to get us further inputs on that. Vivek, a year and a half later, we are seeing the family of Jisha finally getting justice. Tomorrow is the day when the quantum of punishment is going to be pronounced. The family clearly pushing for capital punishment here.
Yes, that's right. This shocking case, which happened on the evening of April 28th, 2016. It took around 20 months, basically to reach a consensus basically on this particular person. The incident happened on 28th of April, and it was on June 16th that Ameerul Islam was caught from Kanchipuram. And it was one of his slippers, a black slippers, which actually led to Ameerul Islam. There has been various lapses, especially on the investigation is concerned, because it was one investigation which was started during the time of the Congress government, during which at which time this incident happened. And then when the LDF government came, the investigation team has changed, and then after that it was the DGP Loknath Behera, IG Sandhya, who investigated it, and Ameerul Islam was nabbed from Kanchipuram. And now it has been established that he is the convict in this case. The court has pronounced the verdict, saying that Ameerul Islam is a convict in this case. And yes, what the prosecution says is that on the evening of 28th of April, that was at around 5 p.m., Ameerul Islam, who was under the influence of alcohol, barged into the house of this 29-year-old law student, that too from the backside of the house. It was a very small house over there. And then, using sharp objects, a knife and an iron rod, that he hit her multiple times. And then there was blood flowing out of the body. And then when she asked for water, he actually gave her alcohol, made her unconscious, raped her and killed her. A very heinous crime, which has shook the conscience of humanity. And there was protest after this incident, by various segments, especially by a number of organizations, especially by the Dalit organizations, by different political parties, to nab the culprit behind this. And yes, it was after around 3 months that this person was caught. And it is, using the DNA analysis which the investigation team managed to get from the slippers and also from the nail of the 29-year-old woman, that they were able to prove that Ameerul Islam was behind this heinous crime. And tomorrow is the day that the quantum of punishment will be declared by the Ernakulam Sessions Court. Now, Rajeshwari, the mother of the 29-year-old law student, says that he should be given capital punishment, nothing less than that. And that is what even the relatives of the 29-year-old says. Now, the most, the ironic part of this is that Ameerul Islam, who came out of the court after this verdict was pronounced, said that I have not done any crime and I have been basically framed in this. And he also said that he has also asked for the reinvestigation of this case. Now, that is even what the advocate of Ameerul Islam say, that he's been framed, and he's also very confident that he will not be given death punishment, that he will be given life imprisonment. So yes, the stand is very clear in this.